Somebody asked a question in YouTube comments. Okay, the question is from Julia. I have a question. The day before, when I went to bed, I could not fall asleep. I kept tossing and turning at first, but then I relaxed and let go. However, I could never enter the sleep cycle. I was fully awake and I entered this field of just watching and being aware of my body, rest with no thoughts. I got out of bed in the morning exactly at the time I set my timer for and I thought I would probably be exhausted because I could never get into the unconscious sleep cycle. But I found myself instead fully rejuvenated and energized. Can you please explain to me what I may have experienced? Thank you. Okay. Hey Julia, whatever you have experienced, that experience, this has been explained in one of the Upanishads. The name of the Upanishad is Mandukya Upanishad. I think if I remember well, it is the shortest Upanishad. This Upanishad actually explains what exactly you experienced. So I will draw a picture. I already drew it for this video. Through that picture, I will explain you what you have experienced. After that, you will completely understand what you have experienced. Okay, let us go to how Mandukya Upanishad explains this. Excuse me. See, in the Mandukya Upanishad, they divide it like four states as it is shown there. The first state is the waking state. Waking means in Sanskrit it is called Jagrat, means the waking state. See, now I am wide awake and I am recording this video sitting in my home in front of this camera and responding to a question. So I am completely aware, number one. Number two, I am having my thoughts. I am having my thoughts and I am completely aware of myself. So that is called the waking state in the Mandukya Upanishad. In the second state, it is the dream state. Dream means in Sanskrit it is called Swapna. Swapna is the dream state. See, in the dream state, we have thoughts. Thoughts means thoughts in the form of dreams. In sleep, when we think, we call them dreams. The thoughts are called dreams in the sleep state. In the waking state, when we have thoughts, we call them as thoughts. So in the waking state, when I have thoughts and I also have self-awareness, that is why I have a logic in that. There is a logical self-awareness, means me sitting in my home and making this video, that is the waking state. When you come to the dream state, the self-awareness is not there. That is why there is no logic. Sometimes the logic is gets missed in our dreams. You don't have the self-awareness in the dream state. So what happens, sometimes you may sit and having dinner with your great-grandfather and having dessert with your great-grandchildren. See, that because there is no self-awareness, the logic disappears there. That is why we have thoughts in the dream state. We have thoughts and we have thoughts in the form of dreams, but we absolutely don't have self-awareness. We don't know where we are sitting, where we are sleeping, where we are dreaming. We don't have that logic. But because these dreams, which are like thoughts, if you have too many dreams, in the following day when you wake up, you won't have that rested feeling. You may tell your family or your colleagues, you may tell them, oh, last night I was tossing and turning and I could not sleep well, and like I'm really tired. You may say these things because when you have too many dreams, when you wake up in the morning, you don't feel rested. When you come to the third, it is the deep sleep state. It's called sushupti in Sanskrit. The deep sleep, what happens is, your thoughts completely disappear. Means there are no dreams. Your thoughts disappear. There are no thoughts. But we also don't have our self-awareness. We don't have self-awareness. In the waking state, we have complete self-awareness. In the deep sleep, we don't have self-awareness. But what happens in deep sleep, once you experience deep sleep, when you wake up in the morning, you feel very rested. You feel very rested because there are no thoughts in the deep sleep state. Because there are no thoughts, you feel so rested when you wake up in the morning. Maybe you may tell your friends or family, oh, last night when I put my head on the pillow, I was like knocked out and slept like a log and woke up in the morning and I'm fully rejuvenated now. Because you did not have dreams, because you did not have thoughts. That is why you experience that deep sleep and rested feeling of deep rest. But here you don't have self-awareness. You don't know where you slept. You don't know there is no awareness in that. When we go to the fourth state, this is called Turiya. Turiya means the fourth. The Vedic masters, they have not given a name to it. They called it the fourth. Here, we don't have thoughts, but we have self-awareness. When self-awareness is there, without thoughts, it is pure consciousness. It is something like, imagine a pond of water, a pond full of water, and there are no ripples. Our thought is like a ripple in our consciousness. So what happens is, when there are no thoughts, you experience pure consciousness, and you have experience of yourself. You being here or sleeping or sitting, whatever it is, but absolutely no thoughts. Just you experience yourself, but there are no thoughts. You not having thoughts is not one more thought. It is pure consciousness and an experience. So these are the four states. In the first state, we have thoughts and we have self-awareness. That is the waking state. In the dream state, we have thoughts and we don't have, there is no self-awareness. But we have thoughts in the form of dreams. The third state is deep sleep, where we don't have thoughts and we don't have self-awareness also. Fourth is the pure consciousness. Now, with this background, let's go back to Julia's question. She says, the day before, when I went to bed, I could not fall asleep. I kept tossing and turning at first, but then I relaxed and let go. However, I could never enter the sleep cycle. I was fully awake and entered this field of just watching and being aware of my body rest with no thoughts. Beautiful experience. Whatever Julia experienced is a beautiful experience of Turiya. What our Vedic masters explained in Mandukya Upanishad. The Turiya state, the fourth state, that is what Julia has experienced. That is why when she woke up in the morning, even though she did not go into the unconscious, that is the deep sleep, Sushupti, Sushupti is unconscious state. There are no thoughts also in Sushupti, but there is no awareness. But what she experienced is she being completely aware of herself. There are no thoughts. And when she woke up, she felt energized and rejuvenated. One of the most beautiful experiences. This is a beautiful experience, whatever Julia has experienced. This actually concludes. I can stop the video now, but I just wanted to add a couple of more points to understand why we are not able to enter into Turiya and how we can enter into Turiya. That part also I want to add. Otherwise, I answered the question, but I think this will help others also, and including Julia also, this will help. Let me have one more illustration. Now you see this illustration. It is the same four states, two states of mind and two states of consciousness. See, when I am using the word consciousness, I mean self-awareness. When I am saying the two states of mind, means where you have thoughts and you don't have thoughts. That is the way I am using those words. See, in this illustration, in this picture, if you see the Jagrat, what is Jagrat? Please listen to this carefully. If you understand this, you understand the knack. In the waking state, we have thoughts, we have self-awareness. So, whether by practicing meditation, whether by practicing witnessing, or whether by practicing just practicing awareness, consciousness, witnessing, meditation, any of these things, they all mean the same. They are all synonyms. If you just practice, I think in yesterday's video I explained, when somebody asked me a question whether she is on the right path or not, I told her, develop this meditation you can do for 1 hour every day, but rest of the 23 hours bring awareness in whatever you are doing, bring witnessing in whatever you are doing. If you practice that, what happens is that awareness will go into the sleep state also. On the other hand, in the waking state, for example, you have too many thoughts, you are not practicing meditation, you are not practicing witnessing, you are like, an average person gets to have about 50 to 60,000 thoughts in a day. With so many thoughts, the person gets drained at the end of the day. But the mind continues to work. Even when we fall asleep, what happens? That same thoughts go into our deep sleep, sushupti, and it becomes like a dream state. Please understand this point. When we have too many thoughts, when we are not practicing meditation or vipassana or witnessing or any of those things, if we don't practice, what happens is this waking state encroaches into your otherwise peaceful sushupti, making that as a dream state. Just like you see the arrows, how I am showing, the Jagrat, the disturbed Jagrat, with too many thoughts, it encroaches into Sushupti, and from there the Sushupti reduces to dream state, Swapna. Instead, if you practice witnessing, if you practice meditation, if you practice the day when you are rest of the 23 hours with whatever you are doing, whatever work you are doing, whether it is cooking, eating, walking, taking care of your dog, or whatever you are doing, if you add a quality called witnessing to it, then what happens is, now I have another illustration. See here, what happens is the same relaxing, the same consciousness, the awareness gets added to your Sushupti. This is the knack you need to understand. The same thing, whatever we are practicing in the waking state, the same thing just gets encroached into Sushupti and resulting Turiya. If you understand this knack, now you know what to do to experience, like what Julia has experienced. Julia, I'm answering straight to you. Now you have experienced just like that. You got a glimpse of it. Now hold on to it. This is the way it happens. You know how we call, oh, you get an opportunity and grab it, grab this opportunity. The existence, the consciousness gives you these opportunities in life. We need to grab these opportunities. See, you having an experience and you are not able to understand whatever be the reason, you called me and you talked to me, and I wanted to explain all this actually when you called me, but I know the answer that time itself. Like when you ask a question, I don't need to go and read a book or anything. I know that that time I told you I can answer all this, but I wanted to make an illustration like this, so and make a video like this, and so that it will benefit others also. So coming back to you, Julia, once again, see the knack, what knack you need to develop. Now you tasted something beautiful. You tasted something superior. Now take this as an opportunity, and if you increase the awareness, witnessing in your waking state, that waking state, that consciousness, that awareness gets pushed into Sushupti. See, in Sushupti, what is the quality of Sushupti? We have no thoughts, but there is no awareness. If you just add awareness to Sushupti, it becomes Turiya. Now you just have it as a glance, as a glimpse, just a glimpse. It happened to you. Now if you know this, now you know the knack. Now you know the knack. What you need to do, the moment you perform this knack, every time you fall into asleep, your awareness gets encroached into Sushupti, and you add awareness to Sushupti, you are in Turiya. Whenever you want it, you can just have it. It's a beautiful question. I'm really glad that the quality of questions are so beautiful, and I'm really amazed by these questions. So Julia, if I hope this answered, I'm sure I'm sure this would have really answered your question. And if you have anything else, please leave a comment in the video section. I will be more than happy to respond to that. Okay, all the best. Good luck with your understanding the knack and entering into Turiya whenever you want. I think that's very possible for you. You're almost there. So God bless you. Please take care. Thank you.